All right, here we go with the Valley's most detailed, geeky, in-depth weather video. You're not going to find anything like this on the internet for Northeast Ohio and Western PA. It's weather for weather geeks. We're going to focus on a little bit of snow coming our way tomorrow, the weekend warm-up. We're going to talk about next week and beyond as well, so let's get right to it. Today was a pretty uneventful day. We had clouds, chilly breezes, and it was a seasonable day. We got up to 31 this afternoon, pretty close to our average of 33, and as I'm recording this a little before 7 p.m., it's in the upper 20s to around 30. Not a lot of Arctic air across the lower 48 states, but here it is up in Canada. We're talking 36 below Baker Lake, Whale Cove, 35 below. And this Arctic air continues to kind of sit here and build, and we're going to start to see some southward progress with this as we go through the coming days. This will probably come in a couple of different waves down into the U.S., so the times they will be changing over the next week or so. All right, we have an Alberta Clipper system out across the upper Midwest this evening. This is across the arrowhead of Minnesota right now, and this is producing not much in the way of precipitation at the moment, but I think that'll change some as we go into tomorrow and start to pick up some of the moisture from the Great Lakes. But in the near term, a few inches of snow up in parts of the upper Midwest and parts of the Great Lakes as well. This is what's going to track our way during the course of the day tomorrow. Here's our high-resolution futurecast showing us the future radar through the night. Not much will happen through the overnight. Now, as we get into the daylight hours tomorrow morning, we're going to start to see the warm front first. This will produce maybe a coating of snow around mid-morning tomorrow. Just going to have to watch out for this around mid-morning. This comes after sunrise for most of us. Don't think it's a real big deal at all. Then the rest of the daylight hours looking pretty quiet. We wait until tomorrow evening for the next chance for some snow. So again, this is the warm front that comes through tomorrow morning. Then tomorrow evening, with the approach of the cold front, a better chance of some steadier snow. Right around 21 News at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, I'll probably be showing an active radar. We'll see this band of snow push through, and then some lake enhancement will start to get involved as we go through the overnight tomorrow night, with lingering flurries into Friday morning. By Friday afternoon, that's gone, and Saturday, a big-time transition takes place. Now, this warm front, first thing Saturday morning, this is 10 o'clock in the morning, but closer to 6, 7, 8 o'clock, there might be a little bit of mixed precipitation around parts of northeast Ohio, northwest PA. This could come in the form of kind of a snow-sleet mix. There might be a few raindrops. Not real sure about the precipitation type just yet, but whatever it is, it's not going to last very long. I think it's gone by midday. And then temperatures will be off to the races as a west wind picks up. In the wake of this warm front, we'll get well into the 40s on Saturday. Should be a nice afternoon, despite the presence of a fair amount of clouds. All right, backing up to the snow, I'm going to show you a few graphs here. This is for Mercer, showing our computer modeling. Again, not much during the day on Thursday, but as we get into Thursday night, notice the lines start curving up. And, you know, the GFS in the red here has up to maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches in Mercer, whereas the lines are more tightly clustered, generally around an inch. That's for Mercer. Here's a look at Salem, down in northern Columbiana County, near the Columbiana-Mahoning border. Notice most of our lines here are under an inch, south of 224 in Salem. In Warren, kind of a similar idea. You might see 1/2 inch to 1 inch out of this, according to the latest modeling. So with all that said, here's what I have as far as a forecast goes. In northern Trumbull and northern and eastern Mercer, kind of closer to the secondary lake effect zone, the snow belt, if you will. Your odds favor you getting somewhere between 1 inch to perhaps 2 inches out of this. And again, this is late Thursday into Thursday night. This doesn't count the little coating that we could get Thursday morning. 30% chance of less than 1 inch or around 1 inch, but somewhat higher chances of getting more than 1 inch and maybe even up to 2 inches. Pretty small chance of getting more than 2 out of this. For the rest of our viewing area, including kind of the major metropolitan areas from Warren and Niles down to Youngstown, Boardman, Canfield, and then down through Columbiana County, odds favor 1 inch or less out of this, but I can't rule out about a 25% chance. I can't rule out someone gets a little more than 1 inch. Best chance for that will be around the I-80 corridor. So that's kind of where we stand as far as the snow forecast goes. Also going to be a pretty windy period over the next few days. Even as early as tomorrow morning, it'll be breezy at times, with gusts perhaps to 25 or 30. This is probably a little overdone, but it'll still be breezy at times for our Thursday. Friday, same idea. Maybe some gusts to 30, 35 on Friday. A blustery day, a cold day. Wind chills probably no better than the lower 20s on Friday. And wind will still be an issue as we head into the first half of the weekend. Now, again, Saturday's a nice day. We'll get into the 40s, but for a while it's going to be breezy, if not a little bit windy. All right, as far as the rest of the weekend, Sunday, we have a cold front approaching, and this will pick up a little moisture and could produce a couple of showers Sunday, especially afternoon and evening. But the big ticket item for next week is going to be this storm, which Sunday evening is going to be moving through the southwest. Rain in Los Angeles, heavy mountain snows. Las Vegas will get some rain. Phoenix could even see some rain out of this. And this becomes a big-time snowstorm by early next week. Here's the first day of February on Monday. Strong low pressure near Amarillo and Lubbock, Texas. Snows looking likely for Denver. This will be a big snow event for Denver and Colorado Springs, at least for the first half of the day on Monday. As this pulls out into the plains, this could become a blizzard for some places across the plain states. Monday night, heading into parts of Tuesday, here's Groundhog Day morning. Notice the snow ongoing, parts of the Midwest and plains. Now, I'm talking about the plains a lot, but our weather, by comparison, will be pretty benign. This storm will bring us rain first, especially as we get into late Tuesday and Tuesday night and into Wednesday. Here's Tuesday evening. This will be a severe weather setup for parts of the Mississippi Valley, the lower Ohio Valley. Could see some rare early February severe weather in that zone, and I wouldn't even be shocked if we heard a rumble of thunder here Tuesday night, maybe early on Wednesday. And then the cold front pushes through, and we're talking about a week from now, so take everything with a grain of salt, but generally speaking, we should then start to see a change with falling temperatures and colder weather then for the tail end of next week. But again, this is going to be a pretty good snowstorm out in the plain states. There's going to be a lot of places that get 6 to 12, even 14 inches out of this in this zone through here. But again, mostly rain for us until it turns colder, and then it'll be mostly just flurries for us for the tail end of next week. 16-day temperature trend, well above average to start out February, but then behind that front, this is legitimately cold air. Below average weather, it looks like, for Super Bowl weekend, with temperatures no higher than maybe 30, perhaps even a little colder than that. And so as we go into the second week of February, it looks pretty cold. What happens beyond that is still up for debate, but still confident that the first few days of February will be quite mild. After that, a cool down, and the jury out a little bit on the rest of February. We're going to do a February forecast on Friday. I'll bring that to you on Weather for Weather Geeks. Thanks for watching the Wednesday evening edition. I'll see you right back here tomorrow evening, and be sure to check out my forecast tonight on 21 News at 11. I'll see you then.